Hello and welcome to Design for You Trends. Whether you're a designer, a design enthusiast, or just looking for a fresh perspective, we're here to give you all the inspiration that you need to get started on that next home makeover or just the mood board. Today on Design for You Trends, we pay a visit to hip-hop royalty Nadia Nakai. Then we troll through social media feeds for some inspiration for your next kitchen makeover. Then Lulu Mutsikira from Namasaya Interiors shows us her latest home design. There is an undeniable fascination with fashion, design, and the general lifestyle of some of our celebrities. And I'm always intrigued to match some of their personalities with their personal spaces. And this week we visited our very own hip-hop queen, Nadia Nakai. Nadia Nakai is a South African rapper and songwriter. She's known for her dynamic and diverse hip-hop musical style, incorporating elements of pop and dancehall. Nadia Nakai rose to fame with her debut album Nadia Naked, released in 2019. She has since become one of the leading female rappers in South Africa, known for her bold and confident lyrics, as well as her striking fashion sense. We were welcomed into Nadia's home and she took us around.
Welcome to my home.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
It's absolutely beautiful, actually.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Is blue your favorite color?
It's not actually, funny enough. Purple is my favorite color. I kind of just found myself, because I feel like purple is a very royal, regal color, but it's very rich. It's too much.
Yeah.
Whereas blue kind of gives you that royal feeling, but not as like loud and in your face.
100%. It's also light, and I feel like your home feels quite much like a sanctuary with the pool in the middle and like the light coming in.
Yeah.
So how did you land up on the blue? Where did you begin kind of bringing all of this together?
I think once I moved in here, because I traveled to Bali and I really enjoyed how it was like very green. So I knew that I wanted a bunch of green plants, but I know I can't keep things alive. So all the plants you see are artificial.
Okay. No, they're doing a great
Other than the roses, but most of the flowers here are artificial. But what I wanted was to feel like I'm in a tropical Amazon in my house.
Right.
You know, purely because of the trip that I had in Bali.
That makes a lot of sense with the patterns and everything. So did you begin choosing the rugs and then the wallpaper? Or was the wallpaper one of the kind of first patterns you brought into the house?
Essentially, it was the furniture. So the lounge set I had first, and then that kind of influenced the wallpaper. And then I got the dining room table, and then I got the carpets and the curtains afterwards. So that was just like...
That feels a pretty solid process. Did you find it daunting? Like, so you basically pulled your whole home together by yourself. Yeah. Was that a daunting process for you?
No, I think it was more exciting, to be honest, because it was like a project that I had to focus on, and it took quite some time because I had like some of the furniture I have here is some of the furniture I bought for the very first time when I moved out of my mom's house.
Oh wow.
Which is crazy. So now I'm looking at this, I'm like, I need to get rid of this because like you can't have this like old furniture that you've had for like years.
Yes, you can.
I don't know. I feel like it's time to let things go, and it's difficult for me to let things go because I'm like a hoarder. This felt like, okay, now I can really express myself how I want to, but I did take my time. Yeah.
Can you walk us through some of your choices in this living room specifically?
I love African art. So I enjoy having like actual art pieces, and I feel like I'm running out of space to be able to put things up. But when it comes to my couches and the carpets, I really can get something from anywhere. Like if I could thrift stuff, I've always wanted to be able to do like a personalized carpet. Like that's the next thing I want to do, something of my face that's as big as this carpet here. But it's going to take some time to get there. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm inspired by whatever I find. Like simplest thing was having like a vase with water, and then I just put like a plant in there.
Now, some of the accents of gold really give me the idea of like feeling like a bit like royalty in your own home. So I get the sentiments and the touches of that. But there's a bit of a touch of glam. Would you say that you have like glamour in some of your sort of design choices or style?
I don't know. I feel like I'm more rustic, to be honest. Because like with my dining room table, like with the wooden slab at the bottom, with the leather seats that are dark brown, with the glass that's been kind of brushed in a dark brown. That's kind of like the energy I have. And also like with the greenery plants, not necessarily always roses. The roses are here because they're gifts, but the standard things here are a little bit more rough, a little more rustic, because like I said, I'm inspired by Bali in that sense. And I've got like dark tones, I've got like grey walls. Even the wallpaper that I chose to put up is a bit dark.
I would call it now boho contemporary.
Yeah. I think boho contemporary,
boho contemporary makes sense, right? And do you feel that you're kind of done with your home project?
No, I don't think I'm done at all, because I want to change the couches. I feel like I'm struggling with my lounge area because it's so big. And I feel like I need a couch that kind of ends here so that I'm closer to the TV because there's just too much space and I don't know what to fill it up with.
Right.
So I'm constantly changing things, but I feel like that's okay. Like you just have moments like the wallpaper won't be here next time because I've ordered a piece from African Ginger.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think the beauty of layouts is just to play around, which you have
100%
been.
feng shui. Okay, so this is my bedroom.
I get this sense of lightness in here.
Yeah.
And the light really helps to give it like a lot of light.
Yeah.
But I'm also seeing a lot of love for like abstract patterns. It's in the rugs, it's in your bedding. And I mean, it must come from a love for arts. Like, how did you come to make these choices?
Honestly, I felt like I wanted something not too busy. I feel like the abstract kind of energy just makes it feel like comfortable than having like a flower or like something very specific there. So yeah, to give it color, but to also be a bit toned down, especially in your bedroom, it needs to be a sanctuary. But what I'm looking for in my room is just peace. But I feel like I've kind of achieved that with my whole house because my house kind of feels like my whole room because the whole thing is my space. I live here by myself. So, but my bedroom, I want peace. Like at night, I've got like a light that's in the corner there that shines a moon on the roof. So it feels like I'm outside but in, if you know what I mean. I like outside energy. I like earthy tones. I like feeling like I'm outside.
I get that. I mean, the second bedroom gives me the idea of Bali all the way. It's like I just walked into like not the jungle, but like something really lush and green. How are these two rooms juxtaposed? Like, what did you want to achieve with both of them? Like, how is that so kind of dominantly green?
I think because that kind of is like an accent of the rest of the house, and this is more of like being just a little bit different. I don't want everything to look exactly the same, so that's why I went with lighter tones here, not really having a lot of plants in this place. It's more like the creams and the neutral colors, whereas the guest room I could play around like the rest of the houses, you know.
Right. Fashion is a thing, and I get you have to dress for quite a number of things.
Yeah.
Like, is your favorite room in your house where you get ready, or is it your studio?
Where I get ready. To be honest,
walk us through that space, you know, because it's quite like it's an entire room.
I know, but there's still so much I still want to do there. Like I just moved in essentially, so it's that, like I said, like it takes time to do a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I want to do in my glam room that is exciting for me. In my glam room, all my stuff is there, my shoes, my clothes, I get my hair and makeup ready there.
Now coming back to the art, there's a lot of transformative stuff that like tells a lot about like having reflections of yourself. How important is it for you to kind of really kind of have those moments like the artworks that you have in the passageway and some of the stuff that you have in the other rooms?
I actually don't like having portraits of myself.
Really?
Like the ones in the hallway were a gift to me by Austin Malema, who's the one that actually shot the cover for the plug, and I was just like, they're so big, they're so beautiful, let's do it. African Ginger, I've been such a fan ever since I saw his work, and he was just like, let's do a commission piece with your face, and he's gonna make it in an artistic way so it doesn't look like I'm conceited. I don't want to have like a whole bunch of like me all over the place, because I mean I could have put my magazine covers all the way down the stairs, but I just feel like that's a bit too much. I'd rather have African artists be in my space. So like this space is actually reserved for Nelson Makomo piece.
It's coming.
He's bringing it today, so I'm gonna be putting it in my room. Yeah, so I'm excited. Those. That's what I want. I'm not going. I was even saying like, don't buy me bags, don't buy me Gucci Louis, buy me art pieces, because that is exactly what ignites me. I want to be able to sit and be like, oh my gosh, I can imagine where I'm going here. So this is my studio.
Lovely. A place of accolades, it seems. You know what I mean? Like it's a huge celebration. Do you keep counting? Because I feel like I would have stopped counting at some point. How many awards are actually in this room?
So these were gifted to me by Keenan's parents. So a lot of Keenan's plaques and awards are here. His awards up there, and mine are few. I put some of mine up there as well. And I feel like this is amazing to have this in this room, because this is where I come up with a lot of my musical ideas, because this is my studio. And being able to look up at them, it feels like this is his room in my house for me. And this is where I can draw some inspiration from him and feel like he's sitting on that couch with me. And yeah, so it's very, very an inspirational room for me. And I'm very grateful that they were able to allow me to have these pieces in my house. So this is definitely the most precious art pieces I have in my house.
You mentioned earlier that when you're out into the world, you try and really embody this feminine perspective and this kind of like femininity in yourself and express it. this being your studio and kind of like working from that place, I do see a lot of feminine touches. Is that an intentional thing that you've brought into the space to kind of like hold and ground it for you?
I don't know if it's intentional. I feel like it's just me expressing myself in my home. I think I love having flowers. Like I said, they might not be real, but I like seeing them.
Yes.
And I've always seen these pink flowers in a lot of Asian movies because I'm very big in like K-dramas. And they have a lot of these pink kind of
cherry blossoms,
yes.
I'm obsessed. And
so
orchids.
I love them, yes, and orchids are like, I struggle to keep them alive. I really do because they're very seasonal.
The silk ones are amazing.
Yeah, but I need real ones.
Yeah.
I really do need real ones because I feel like they're very big on energies and where you place them.
And this drinks tray / ornament, it could be a drinks cabinet actually.
You think so?
Yeah, I love that you can look straight through it into
Yeah.
the swimming pool and into the entertainment area. I want to talk a little bit about that patio. That's also quite a grounded idea you have in some of the greys and the industrial bit.
So I wanted a place where I could obviously sit with my friends while we're braaiing, while the dogs and the kids are swimming. It's literally the center of the house. So when you're inside and someone's making the chakalakas and the potato salads, the sliding doors open, it feels very one space.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is when the kids are here, they normally play PlayStation in this room, so they're not in the way of the adults on that side. It was difficult to decide what I was going to make this room because I knew if I made this a gym, aesthetically it wasn't going to look nice. So I wanted something that I feel was part of the whole outside area, but also could be aesthetically fun to explore with putting things on the walls, and studio is the next best thing.
And so in summary, it does really close off my idea of like your style being this like boho contemporary chic. I think we can leave it there.
Yeah, I think
you're gonna get that relaxed, casual vibe.
Yeah,
you know, yes,
definitely.
urban, of course. It's very difficult not to be urban.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think we've gotten a really great sense of like who you are, just like when you're grounded and within yourself. But the same on television.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Nadia Nakai is the girl that she thinks she is, and everything about her space really reflected some of her sentimentality. Up next, we'll be serving up social media tips and finds to inspire your next kitchen makeover. And then we explore Modern Contemporary Home by Namasaya Interiors. Designing a kitchen is a really exciting opportunity to not only create a space that is functional, but one that brings the whole family together, from choosing the layouts to the color schemes, but also some of the appliances and the fixtures. Now there's so many choices to be made. Let's dive in.
There's so many beautiful layouts to consider for small kitchens, all working with narrow surfaces, narrow appliances, narrow inputs, and efficient demarcations of space. It is even more important with small kitchens to stay clutter-free and carefully find space for everything that should live in them.
Another way to direct the eye is with the use of lighting. Now take a look at this next one.
In this next video, the points of visual interest are the warm lights on the bar counter juxtaposed with the cool lighting from the downlighters. The storage ideas here are excellent, from the spice drawer to the stacked vegetable drawers and the cutlery tray. Flush and handle-free cabinets definitely give a sense of space through the slick and visually light appeal, complemented by white subway tiles and ivory countertops. And did you notice the dish drying rack that's placed in the cabinets right above the sink?
And what about modern kitchens? The term modern encompasses everything that is sleek and streamlined. Modern kitchen design acts as a calm backdrop to busy kitchen commotion. A modern kitchen design typically consists of open spaces, minimalist features, and simple color palettes, offering a clutter-free space to relax and entertain.
Similarly, in this next kitchen, the charcoal gives an intimate feel, complemented by white marble backsplashes, countertops, and white bar stools. Accented by gold, this makes it lush.
And if you're looking for something a little bit alternative, here's a contemporary futuristic space with a great use of black and white.
I love the black granite level on the bar counter, defining the space for the host and the recipient. And this area is made bold by the leather Art Deco chairs. The mosaic tiles on the backsplash are definitely a focal point. My favorite feature in this next video is the wood panel at the top, with the well-lit translucent cabinets. The play on lightness on the floors, the light grey, the countertops is finished off with these gorgeous drop-down pendants. And of course, placed in the right spot at the hospitality counter, and they have to come in threes. This is my absolute favorite because of its wooden floors and wooden slats in the backsplash. Though dark, the wood really warms up the space. The white Art Deco bar chairs are also another feature.
And what about color? Incorporating color can really dramatically transform your kitchen. It also can accentuate and enhance some of those functional and aesthetic features. Whether you opt for bold hues or a more neutral color palette, the key is to create a harmonious balance that reflects your personal style and complements the overall design of your home.
This is the boldest and the easiest way to use a color for your cabinets. Love the sage color with the gold accents as handles. And the other ways of bringing pops of colors through your appliances: the stove, the fridge, the kettle, or the toaster. This next cozy kitchen plays with color in its tile choices and wall paint, complemented by its crockery and cutlery. And here I just love the use of red glossy laminates in the cabinetry. Works really well in an industrial look and feel against the grey and the cement finishes. Similarly with this navy laminate cabinet, so fresh.
Now, with so many things to look at in a kitchen, how does one create a focal point? Now, one of the ways is with the great use of the backsplash.
A really affordable tile is the subway tiles. With the herringbone pattern, it makes it look really beautiful and it gives it an expensive lift. In this video, option for a texture and grey subway tile inverses the expected color arrangements in this kitchen. It makes it lush but also visually unexpected. Adding to the previous ideas of herringbone and subway tiles, these grey tiles are made even more interesting by the use of white grout to give them an outline. A different kind of glossy look lifts these tiles from the ones we have seen. The light falls beautifully on their texture. And now this is a display of color, texture, and tone of subway tiles at their truest. So purest. And lastly, here's a choice that's rarely made: the use of wallpaper on the kitchen backsplash. It can bring so much with its patterns, or just a simple texture, or real-life imagery, as you wish.
There are countless ways of designing a kitchen, whether bold and beautiful or slick and modern. Finding a balance between efficiencies and aesthetics will bring great joy in terms of cooking, but also entertaining. Up next, Lulu Matsikira showcases a home that she's designed. Welcome back. Let's take a look at this next home designed by Namasaya Interiors.
Artistic, bold, and elegant, this home was designed for a boss lady, and it displays the character of a queen through its soft and muted tones that are complemented with gold finishes.
My client is a beautiful young entrepreneur who really just wanted a beautiful space to come home to. It really was about working very collaboratively with her, putting together some of the swatches that she was very passionate about, making sure that the vision of taking this home from a very old, classic home and bringing modernity and contemporary styles into the home came to life. The kitchen was a pivotal part of the client's home. Firstly, the kitchen that you see right now is completely different from the kitchen that was here before. We broke down a lot of walls to ensure that we had a kitchen that flows from kitchen to dining to the rest of the home. So some of the intentional style and deco features that we added to this home was definitely, my client had a beautiful love of rose gold, but it was a very interesting sort of color dynamic to add to a kitchen. So what we did, some very interesting things, that you'll see that the tap has a beautiful rose gold finish to it. The coloring of the stone has that strain of rose gold as well. You have to take a close look. Another piece that she was very particular around was the integration of the fridges and the stoves and all of that. She didn't want sort of anything to be out and about and to be seen. She wanted the kitchen to be very sleek and clean. And that's such a very special, very simple, but very clean way of adding to the personalization needs of the client, but still, keeping to the core aesthetic of a kitchen. The desired mood for the dining room definitely speaks to a big sentiment of the whole home. You'll notice that there are a lot of black tones in this home. And client, while she wanted the home to be very light, very airy, she wanted that the depth of black to be a big part of the home. And I think the dining room was where we really brought that coloring to light. You'll notice that the fabric selections that we chose for the dining chairs have this beautiful gold tinge to them. The bleed of the dining room table really speaks to the feminine touch.
The dining room and the kitchen consist of gold tones and unique styles of lighting that really make a statement. This allows for the design theme to flow beautifully in these two spaces. The living room is not only luxurious, but it displays comfort in the large L-shaped couch and the soft textures from the scatter cushions, which is just perfect for entertaining a large number of people. The TV unit has a feature wall that makes a statement with the cladding work displayed through wood panels and an interesting chevron detail that has a 3D effect.
The design sentiment or the thinking around the bedrooms was to definitely have bedrooms that make you feel like you're in a hotel. But the client really wanted her bedroom to be stand out. Luxe was the order of the day. We wanted to make sure that the colors are very neutral, very relaxing, gives you a sense of really coming into an oasis when you get into her bedroom. We wanted to make sure that the fabrics that we chose really spoke to that luxeness, the textures of the cushioning, the textures of the bedding, the textures of the throws. Really, we wanted that to speak to the luxury of the space.
When moving over to the spare bedrooms, this is where we see bold colors which were brought into the feature walls and some fabrics, featuring touches of gold and cooler tones of lighting, thus giving the guests a hotel suite experience. The bathrooms in this home each have the same touch of elegance, but display different styles when it comes to the design.
The entrance loo, we really wanted it to be, again, a showstopper, to be spectacular, and so we really optimized on lighting, but we also added a dark tonality, a very moody tonality to that bathroom. The rest of the bathrooms in the home, we wanted to keep them quite light, quite fresh, quite airy, and then the main suite was really, so again, the client's brief, luxe showstopper. We got the stunning imported tile from Italy that really again speaks to, if you think around the living room sort of 3D dynamic, you'll see that it all plays against that upstairs in the main suite as well.
Art plays a major role in this home, right from the entrance to the more intimate spaces. It makes you feel as if you're walking through a gallery of artwork that stands out beautifully while blending in with the design of the home.
So my client is a boss. And so the office space that we created for her in her home, she wanted it to definitely feel a lot less dark and a lot more feminine, but still speak to the boss that she is. So you'll notice that we used some browns in that space. We used some cushioning that is quite warm. You'll notice this beautiful peacock wallpaper. We're absolutely obsessed with that wallpaper because it speaks to her softness, but it has these beautiful gold tones that are so exciting and so dynamic that they talk to the dynamicism of the client as well. We absolutely enjoyed doing this home. The client is a long-standing client. We've done a couple of homes for her before. And whenever we have long-standing clients, it's always very exciting to create a difference. We love putting bedrooms together, and so I think our favorite part of the home is the bedroom, the master suite, because it speaks to everything we love about interior design. It speaks to, creating sophisticated, lush spaces.
This modern contemporary home seamlessly integrates luxurious comfort and bold design elements throughout its spaces. From the elegant dining room and kitchen with gold tones to the inviting living room featuring a statement TV unit, Every detail contributes to the overall ambience.
Very lush pops of color and fabrics used in each and every one of those rooms. Nice one, Lulu. Thank you. Now, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for tuning into Design for You Trends. And we hope that you've gained all the inspiration that you need to start transforming your home into everything that you've desired. Till the next time.